slit her throat. I stared in disbelief at the monitor, those troubling words reverberating through my consciousness. He patiently awaited my reply, but I was unable to respond. The strange similarity of our past experiences overwhelmed me. In all the time we had spent conversing, he had never revealed to me he was once married. Although I assumed his contempt for the fairer sex was attributed to something that happened in his past, I never dreamed that our lives were so intimately paralleled. Why had he waited until now to unburden himself? It seemed strange to me that he didn't divulge this information when I first confessed my own wife's adultery to him. I fought to clear my head of all the unanswered questions. It didn't matter to me anymore. I just wanted this all to end. Sarah had become a source of light in my life, and I had grown weary of the obscuring shadow of Cain's psychotic rhetoric. I wanted to be rid of him. I pleaded with him to see that not all women were the same as the ones we were unfortunate enough to take as our wives, but he wouldn't listen to reason. He just became hostile. It became increasingly difficult for me to conceal my feelings for Sarah as he continued his vicious verbal attacks on women. Every plea I offered, he would counter with his contrasting evidence of their wickedness. I found it difficult to contest a man who knew the vices of women so well. He had given so many examples of women from his past who strayed from their husbands' loving hearts in search of forbidden passion, only to be greeted by the cold, ripping vengeance of his punishing steel. As our debate raged into the night, he grew suspicious of my continued resistance to his methods. He knew I was hiding something. I was no match for his cunning, and I crumbled easily under his heavy influence. It was really quite ingenious the way he managed me. At times he seemed to be in complete control. He continually offered his victims immoral conduct as evidence to justify his murderous behavior, and I felt as if I needed to offer some hint of proof myself to counter these claims if I were to convince him of his madness. Sarah was my only evidence to the contrary. He provoked me intentionally to get at the core of my objection. I struggled to contain my secret amid the barrage of faceless victims that he heaped on my weary mind, but I could no longer resist my foolish romantic urge to defend her honor. "You are wrong, Cain," I shouted at him. "I have witnessed with my own eyes the very woman you claim cannot exist. She is kind and pure of heart, incapable of the deceit and treachery that you so arrogantly describe as a trait of all women. Her beauty is immeasurable. She is the very essence of divinity, the epitome of the ethereal feminine spirit that pervades every man's dreams." "Well then, my friend, I simply must meet this woman of whom you speak." "Never." I shuddered at the thought of this proposal. What had I done? I couldn't bear the thought of Sarah's luminous spirit being eclipsed by the presence of this mad man. "You stay away from her," I demanded. "I must see with my own eyes this divine creature, this woman of virtue who you claim to be the answer to every man's dreams. Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to witness this indisputable evidence of the impossible? Let me look upon this woman and judge her purity with my own eyes." There was no end to his persistence. He left me no alternative. I had to sever all ties with him, for now that I had made my true feelings known, he wouldn't rest until he found her. If I prolonged this twisted relationship, it would only be a matter of time before he discovered her true identity. "You go to hell, Cain," I retorted in defiance. "I will no longer take part in this madness. Go back to the murky depths of the underworld from whence you came, and bother me no more." I signed off for the final time and left him to face his demons alone.